Shares of AMD hovering around the flat line. They've come back and are now a little bit higher. Despite posting a beat and raise quarter, investors zeroing in on key metrics like margins and AI growth. Mackenzie Sagalos has the details in today's Tech Check segment. Mackenzie, what are you hearing on AMD?
So that AMD stock, it had been on a tear heading into the print, but you said it, those shares trading only fractionally higher as investors digest a report that showed any sort of significant AI payoff is still out of reach. Now, it was a solid beat pretty much across the board, with AMD guiding to 25% revenue growth in Q4. That's better than consensus, but it was shy of the aggressive whisper number that some investors were hoping for. Because this report, it is coming on the heels of blockbuster partnerships with OpenAI, Oracle, and the U.S. Department of Energy. CEO Lisa Su says those deals will help scale AMD's AI business into the tens of billions, but not until 2027. And in the short term, the street wanted more immediate upside in the guidance, especially after AMD agreed to hand OpenAI a 10% equity stake in AMD virtually for free. Right now, though, it is still the legacy PC chip business doing the heavy lifting. Those sales were more than triple its data center growth. AMD is also up against a few big headwinds. China exports still are not showing up in the print. And then gross margins were just in line for both Q3 and Q4, raising questions about how profitable their new AI business will be when it finally starts to show up in revenue. So now the focus is AMD's Investor Day next week. Though the bigger test likely comes as some of its chip rivals report. We've got Qualcomm after the bell and NVIDIA in 2 weeks. They are still the clear frontrunner in this AI chip race, with AMD chasing from a distance. And Sarah, a few minutes ago, we got fresh data from OpenAI on its enterprise business. I'm going to hit this real quick. They now have 1 million business customers across ChatGPT and its API. That's where companies can build on top of OpenAI's models. They pointed to customers like Walmart and Salesforce already on board. We're also learning that ChatGPT Enterprise, it is up 40% in 2 months. That's been a big push for them. It's now at 7 million paid seats, up from 5 million, and it has grown 9x year over year. Guys?
I mean, it's a good metric to have, and it does, I mean, it leads to the question of what's revenue going to look like and how fast is that going to ramp? Because that's really what people are asking to determine whether the valuation is worth it.
Especially given their cash burn. I mean, Microsoft earnings last week, Bernstein analyst did back of the envelope math, and just in Q3, OpenAI lost $12 billion. And going into that print, they were at a $13 billion run rate for the year. Sam Altman said in an interview over the weekend that it's actually higher than that now. But this is the standing question. And tying it back to AMD earnings, that's been the question. Are we in this AI bubble? Because, yes, we're seeing very big numbers attached to these compute deals, but it's not showing up in Q4. So when is it going to show up? When does that revenue actually become real? Because at this point, AMD caught that OpenAI halo in the public markets, but it's not showing up in revenue yet.
Yeah, stock still close to a double for the year. A lot of enthusiasm going into that print. Mac, thank you. Mackenzie Sagalos.